Hi again. It is time to check and dismantle section 3, reading comprehension in your TOEFL exam. This is the last section in your exam. It is your last effort before accomplishing your goals. As usual, take notes for your further reference. Let's start. Reading comprehension tests your ability to read and answer questions in formal English. You will read 5 texts and answer from 8 to 12 questions related to the passages in 55 minutes. And this section is not divided into parts as it happened in section 1 and 2. Every text has a different length from 7 lines to about 35, and you must answer 50 questions in total. The texts cover different topics, but they can be classified as science and technology, where you read about astronomy, geology, chemistry, physics, maths, zoology, medicine, engineering, and mechanics. North American history, government, geography, and culture. Arts, such as literature, painting, dance, drama, and theater. Social studies, for example, anthropology, economics, psychology, urban studies, and sociology. Sometimes you can also find biographies. In some cases, the passages can be classified in more than one single category. For example, if the text is about history, you can also read about the economy and government at the same time. So they are related, but inside the global topic view. Although the passages cover many topics, the written style is very similar and they follow a standard organization that is not that difficult to follow once you know how it is presented. However, some vocabulary is quite advanced and in some cases you won't be able to recognize at first. You must pay attention to all the information to guess the meaning, but don't take it as a full stop. Sometimes you don't need to understand every word to answer a question. In this video, we will cover just a brief explanation about the questions that you may face. In another video, we will cover in detail and examples. Otherwise, it will be a very long one. Okay, these are the questions that are used to measure your understanding. Main idea, main topic, or main purpose. Here, you have to summarize the author's main idea. Factual questions, you must identify specific information. Negative questions, here you must select the information that was not mentioned. Scanning questions, you must find the information in the text. Inference questions, here you must come to a conclusion based on the information stated. Vocabulary, just identify the meaning according to the context. Reference, how nouns and pronouns are related. As I told you, this is just a quick reference, but we need another video to talk about all these questions in detail and with examples. The answers are 4 options as in any other part of the exam. However, they are tricky. When you read the answers, they are logical. At first glance, they seem to express the same. Don't be distracted. Reading is also measured in how you read and understand the answer options. Some answers just don't have any relation with the question, so you must be very careful reading not only the passage but the question and answers as well. Check this silly example. Option A. Let's eat grandma. Option B. Let's eat grandma. Well, obviously this is an exaggeration, unless you have some eating disorders, but you can see the clear difference just by a comma. In the exam, you must be aware of every detail to get the right answer. Reading is basically understanding meanings. Pretty tough if you ask me. Let's see the reading strategies, but consider that some of these may not match your reading style. If you are already a competent reader, just follow your reading techniques. If you don't consider yourself a reader at all, these strategies are definitely for you. First, read the questions, but ignore the answers. This allows you to prepare your brain for the topic and will be aware of the information that you need to recall as you read. Try to keep the questions in your memory to identify the information in the passage. Remember that you are not allowed to write in your booklet or in any other part. You just have your memory to work with. Second, do not read so slow or so fast. Either approach is incorrect. Read at a steady pace. This is an ability that you develop with practice. So before the exam, read until you feel comfortable and that you understand most of the information. For people who are not used to read, the worst possible way of reading is word by word. You would never make it since your speed is very low and the understanding is very poor. Get used to read full ideas. They are usually expressed from the capital letter until the period, but the information is presented in paragraphs. Keep that in mind. If we consider that each text has from 1 to 5 paragraphs and you can build the information of any of them, basically you can recover all the information in a blink. Obviously, you must also consider the relation from paragraph to paragraph. With practice, you can build a map in your memory as you read. Let's talk about the strategies for this section. The first and most important strategy is reading as a general preparation. Even if you don't understand at the beginning of your journey, just keep going. You won't take that long until your effort pays off, I promise. Then, as usual, get to know the directions so you don't waste time with them. Read the question and keep them in your mind. Read at a comfortable and steady pace. Eliminate any answer that you know is definitely incorrect. Finally, mark with a soft period the answer that you think is correct but need to be checked by reading again. Now, I hope this doesn't happen to you, but you need some emergency exit in case you run out of time. This is how you do it. Pay attention. Try not to exceed 10 minutes per reading, including the answers. If the section is closing because of time, don't answer blindly. Use scan or skim. Then complete questions with line references. Then go with the rest of the questions and select the ones that seem to have some logic. In case you only have 1 minute remaining, just fill the items you are missing. Remember that even if you don't know the answers, there is a 25% chance of getting it by luck. However, it is your last resort. Wow, that was a long introduction. Now let's see the exam. After Section 2 is over, you must wait until the supervisor officially opens Section 3. This happens after writing on the board the time, which is 55 minutes. The rest of the supervisors must also be in position and you must have changed the page to start Section 3. Then the section starts and you will see the number 3 inside the square and the title Reading Comprehension, exactly as you see them on the screen. Then you will see the directions. This section of the test measures your ability to understand the meaning of words and to comprehend written materials. This is important to know that Section 3 is not divided in parts, and you will see only one set of directions for the whole examination. Let's see them. These are the directions. Let me read them for you. Directions. The remainder of this section contains several passages, each followed by a number of questions. Read the passages and for each question, choose the one best answer, A, B, C, or D, based on what is stated in the passage or on what can be inferred from the passage. Then, fill in a space on your answer sheet that matches the letter of the answer that you have selected. In short, read the passages and answer the questions, but don't forget to fill your answer sheet. Let's see this example. Pause the video until you finish reading. By the way, this passage was taken from NatGeo, and I will include the link in the description for you to visit the site. Now, let's see the possible questions we can have after a text like this. Again, pause the video so you can read and analyze at your own speed. These are similar questions that you can see in the exam. Then, you can see in the bottom right a black arrow indicating to continue to the next page as it happens in section 2. So let's go. And this is how the reading section is presented. You can see on top of your booklet a line of triangles including the number 3 inside. Remember, this is for the supervisor to see from the distance that you are in the right section. Then, you have a mark that shows which questions are covered in the passage and then the passage. You can see there are some numbers continuing +5 every time. They point to the line for reference. Some questions require that you come back to check a specific work in a specific line. Therefore, these numbers are essential. Then you have the majestic passage and its questions. Here you have another example for practicing. Pause the video so you can read comfortably. Then you can see some questions as well. These are the questions, so now you can pause the video again and answer them. After reading about 5 passages and answering 50 questions, you will see this final instruction. This is the end of reading comprehension section. If you finish before time is called, go back and check your work. And you will see the typical hexagons at the bottom of the page telling you that your journey is over, at least in the exam. You still need your score, but that is a topic for another video. Remember that after 55 minutes the exam closes even if you haven't finished. Congratulations! You have finished after 3 deadly sections, after several months of preparation, after many doubts and hours preparing yourselves, you got it. However, this is not the end. There is still the process to get your final results. Don't forget to check the description of this video to check your answers and to visit NatGeo for an extended reading of the passages. If you like this video, check this other one here. It also contains valuable information for your certification and general level. Certify English, English for your goals.